Called the USCS Outlaw Thunder. So get on your feet, race fans. Make a little bit of noise. See the sparks flying off the number 4 car as he drags the brakes down the back chute. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to drop the hammer. Oh, Campbell, you know he's going to be tough to hang with as he races his way down into turn number 1 and 2 onto the back straightaway. The green flag is out as we got one around. Look out, smoke 1, 2, 3, and Terry Gray's caught up in it. Terry Gray, one of the first ones to punch in there. Look out, more contact down the infield as the 29 car was coasting along. Mally Schuster not able to get stopped. Oh my goodness. Connor Leffler still rolling around. Now, I talked about Terry Gray. If Connor Leffler needs a shot or has a shot at the national championship, he needed bad luck to come Terry Gray's way. The number 10 car was one of the first ones to punch. So 0 laps complete. Field tightens up down the back straightaway. Keep your eye on that outside lane is still there for the taking. A lot of these guys like to work about car width and a half up off the bottom, but the top shelf is there to be found. And I see some drivers that might find it tasty. So here comes the green flag. We're back underway. We're going to put lap number 1 into the books. Whoa! Down on the inside, Campbell was close, clipped the berm down into the corner, almost shot himself up into the side of R.J. Jacobs. He'll out drag racing into 3, however. He's back behind. Stenhouse makes a bold move. Rips around the outside, picks off the number 4 car in hot pursuit. Those top 3 is Derek Hagar. No surprise there. The 9 junior car works on R.J. Jacobs down in the corner. Terry Gray's off the pace. He is slow around the bottom for the number 10. Trying to limp that baby through. He'll sweep around the outside of the number 10 car. See if he can find an opening down the infield. He is not. He's going to stay out on the racing surface. Everybody races around the outside. We'll score that one into the books and look out, one up and over. Red flag comes out as we have one clip the wall down into turn number 1. And Connor Morrell is up and over. Officials already on the scene. Don't panic about the sirens. That's just the ambulance standard operating procedure responding down here to the car that was up and over, and unfortunately Morrell, the Emily number 28 car. So he is okay. Give him a big round of applause. That was a bit of a tumble down into turn number 1 and 2. So here we go. Keep your eye on Hayden Campbell looking to put one into the wing column on this. Derek Hagar a little peeky through to the outside. Green flag flutters about. We throttled up. Good start for Campbell. Hagar back behind, trying to hold off Stenhouse. Ricky right there, and the number 17 car down into the corner. He's right on the heels of Derek Hagar in the 9 junior car. Top 3 laying the little gap back on there. R.J. Jacobs, ATJ, Connor Leffler pedaling for all he's worth. The number 22 car rounded out those top 5. And boy, it is slick getting out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Terry Gray is still trying to get around the racetrack. Right in the middle of the racing surface down the front chute. Idles around down into turn number 1 and 2. Is just trying to hang on, I guess, and hope for attrition. Not exactly sure what's going on for number 10 car. The race leader up front about to encounter a little bit of lap traffic. Down into the corner he goes. Willingham will be the first one to fall victim. Everything's kind of singled out. Mark Smith makes a big move around the outside of Danny Smith. No relation. Now to turn him down the back straightaway. Runs her deep into the corner. Mark Smith's coming. Oh, they smoke as he coming. Man, he ran down to number 5. Justin Hagar, a blistering pace, blows around the outside, fires onto the back straightaway, and now all of a sudden he sights on running down the top spots as they work to the outside of lap traffic. Willingham goes a lap down to your top 3. Back behind, a little challenge taking place there. R.J. Jacobs and Connor Leffler are locked in with the tussle down into turn number 3 and 4. Some more lap traffic lies out ahead. Dynamite Jim Schuster, the number 20 car, just ahead of your race leaders. They race down into turn number 3 and 4 for lap number next. I'm looking back through to find Mark Smith. Smith thought he was going to bring it up through. He kind of stalled. Got around Hagar, gets the red carpet rolled out of the number 4 Emma, Michael Miller, as Miller got out wide. And that'll get the M1 car to the outside, but he is struggling through turn number 1 and 2. All his speed happens in turn number 3 and 4. Smith brings it on to the front straightaway, and now setting sights on the 22 of Leffler. Meanwhile, your race leader up front is stuck behind Mally Schuster. He's down the inside. Here comes Hagar around the outside, looking for your race lead out of turn number 4, and boy, he almost tickled the tail feathers. And last time at turn number 3 and 4, and Derek Hagar is right there. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. follows. Yeah, we got the caution flag out. We got one spun to a stop on the top side of the racetrack, and they'll take him out of the lap traffic, and that's where it was getting real interesting. I hate when that happens. A little breather, kind of back end, step out from underneath of them, spin the tires and trying to get some speed. They can figure that out. That's going to be the key to victory here tonight as they bottle themselves up into turn number 3 and 4. Campbell holding them up front, punches the throttle, here we come. Derek Hagar got a good start in a junior car. Watch him hot on the heels down into the corner. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. goes out over the cushion, puts 4 in the fluff, and brings her onto the back straightaway. Meanwhile, R.J. Jacobs making a move on Leffler. Leffler shuffled back a spot. Head on through. Mark Smith is there stalking both of those drivers down into turn number 1 and 2. Leffler looks to the outside and challenges on Jacobs. Leaves him open to attack down low. Here comes Mark Smith. Gets around Leffler. Nice little move and rides the binders hard into turn number 3 and 4. And Smith moves into the number 5 spot. Now we're trying to make a run on R.J. Jacobs. That's exactly what he's doing. He's changed up his line. He'll diamond off the corner. Power to the inside. The 18J car. Jacobs shuffles out wide and opens up the door for him. And Mark Smith now moves into 4th with the M1 car. And he is running a line that is unlike anything else being run by any of the other drivers on the racetrack. Campbell still your race leader up front. Derek Hagar, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. your top 3. And now Mark Smith's job is going to get a whole lot harder. Although having said that, Campbell was sideways coming out turn number 2 that last time. He needs to settle himself down, or Derek Hagar might be able to pluck one away from him. 28 car Willingham out ahead. It's going to go lap down to your race leader. As Campbell runs up to the tail tank, out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll go inside. Hagar goes outside. They'll split the difference on the lap cars, and Derek Hagar has to get on the binders. He was going to drop the nose and grab some gravity under the front straightaway, and Campbell was occupying that real estate. They continue to go at it. Smith has now worked around the lap traffic. He'll try to run down the top 3. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. watching on from the podium spot back behind. Races into the corner, and the red flag comes out. One up and over on the back chutes. Slipped out off the back straightaway and did a little tumble down into turn number 3, and the red flag comes out yet again here tonight for the USCS sprint cars. Campbell way up high on the racetrack, brings the field life. Hagar, good start down the inside, clips the apron, brings her onto the front chute. Everybody gets to the outside of the cone. Game on, down into turn number 1 and 2. Oddly enough, Mark Smith opted to go all the way down to the inside, catfish the bottom onto the back straightaway. That did not work out to his advantage. Hagar a little wild and woolly coming down 4th, however. Had the thing hopping around and up in the air. Stenhouse couldn't get around him. He'll follow along in the number 3 spot. Leffler still rounding out the top 5. Good side-by-side battles back behind. As Terry Witherspoon trying to fight his way up through. Comes the call on Chase Howard down in turn number 3 and 4. Might be able to pick him off. As they head on through, Witherspoon gave up some distance until that last time coming out of the corner. Meanwhile, Stenhouse goes on the attack. Keep your eye on the number 2 spot. Eric Hagar's got it. Stenhouse is coming to call. Denos Energy Drink right down on the inside. Greg race out of the corner. He'll pick him off and go into 2nd on the field for the 17 junior car. Now we'll have to try to run down the race leader up front. It's go, go, go time for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. as he works the wheels through turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Hayden Campbell up front marks the pace into turn number 3 and 4, brings it hot onto the front straightaway. Stenhouse is coming, and he is bringing Hagar and Mark Smith along for the ride. They fire it down into turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Smith can't get the dig off the bottom and hang with those top 3 cars. Hagar trying desperately to reel back into 17 junior car. Lap traffic is going to be a factor in this one before it's all said and done, as the twin sticks are set to come out, I believe, this time. Out of turn number 4 for your race leader up front. Stenhouse is right there keeping him company. Here comes Ricky up to the back bumper, coming to call out of turn number 2, right up to the tail tank. Stenhouse deep into turn number 3, drops the nose and rifles down to the inside Up front is Campbell bringing across the white flag. Final trip around, lap traffic in the mix. Here goes Stenhouse down the inside. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. powers around Hayden Campbell into turn number 3 and 4. Checker flag is coming out. And the Lost Energy drink number 17 junior car is going to pick up the win on the final lap. Beautiful move as he waited there. Hayden Campbell was trying to get through the lap traffic, got hung up just enough. Allow Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to capitalize, and he is going to victory lane for the 17 junior car, and I'm sure he is glad he showed up here at Southern Raceway this weekend. Campbell finishes out second. Wow, what a move up front. What do you think about that, race fans? Beautiful move out of the Olive Branch, Mississippi racer. Timed that one perfect. Capitalized on the opportunity that was presented to him. He is going to victory lane here at Southern Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, give him a big round of applause. Olive Branch, Mississippi racer Ricky Stenhouse Jr. picking up the win here tonight on this opening night at Southern Raceway. Beautiful move coming out of the corner. Now we'll put the USCS 360 feature event into the books. More feature events on the way. And as he gets his photo.
So one to go from the starter stand as they get the finger. We cut them loose next time out of turn number 4. And it's going to be 6 laps of distance here for the sprint cars. So your top 5 in sprint car racing action stacked up with a little bit of an inversion. Top 4 inverted from last night's finish. Hence Stenhouse starting on the outside, which is a good starting spot for him. He likes getting the 4 and the fluff on the top side and might be able to rip around those guys just ahead, although it's going to be tough. Mark Smith, Derek Hagar, no slouches in the old 360s. Here comes the green flag, and watch them now. Out of turn number 4, we cut them loose for the Hoosier Tires Speed Dash. Mark Smith wasting no time, clips the whiskers on the 9 junior car. Hagar shuffles him back into the number 2 spot. Leffler battling from the tail of the field. Now remember, he has got to be top 3 or better if he's in that hunt for the championship. So he's got to run down Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17 junior car lies just out ahead. Meanwhile, Mark Smith sets the pace on him, and it is a wicked one down into turn number 3 and 4 onto the front straightaway. Holy hot mamas, he got that baby scooting. Derek Hagar watching on from second. Stenhouse from what is becoming a distant third. Down the back chute. Leffler's run down Stenhouse. Needs one more spot, but he's running out of laps as the cross flags are out halfway through. 3 in the books, 3 to go. Leffler needs to find another gear, a little something, a little extra to exhale. Rock back and forth in the seat. Anything to get that thing to pick up just another, well, 10th or 2. He's also got to hold off Hayden Campbell back behind. As Campbell, the number 5 C car, starting to close on those 3. That'll be your battle on the racetrack. So we'll roll out of turn number 4 for Mark Smith up front. White flag comes out. He'll send her down in turn 1 and 2 again. I tell you right now, Leffler's not going to win this thing. Holy smokes. This is a blazing fast Hoosier Speed Dash. Here comes the checkered flag. It's going back to the Keystone State for that $100. Derek Hagar is going to finish out second. Stenhouse will round out the top 3. Leffler and Campbell will be the 5 cars on track. But Mark Smith, who swept the weekend here earlier this year, is headed to Machine and Tool. He raced number 1, 8 laps of distance. Lineup looks like this on the inside of row number 1. Out of Van Cleve, Mississippi, it is Michael Miller in the 4M car to the outside from Byhalia, Mississippi, picking up I believe the Mid-South Championship this year. Let me find my championship sheet. Could be the Southern Series. Hang on just a second. Stand by while I get my sheet out of here. So picking up the Mid-South Points Championship this year, the Mid-South Series. Dale Howard, Byhalia, Mississippi racer, number 47, going to roll off on the outside of that first row. Row number 2 on the inside, out of Chillicothe, Ohio, it's Danny Smith behind the wheel of the number 4 car, and he's joined by Chase Howard out of Nesbitt, Mississippi, in the number 13. Row number 3 to the inside, out of Marion, Arkansas, Derek Hagar in the 9 junior car. And his outside from Sunbury, Pennsylvania, put a whooping on him in the dash earlier on. We'll see what Mark Smith has in store. The M1 car starting 6th on the field. And your final starter, slated to be out here out of Canton, Georgia, who's in the house, Eric Gunderson. Mechanical difficulty will be a scratch on the evening, much to his chagrin and much to our chagrin. So Eric Gunderson not going to be able to make the call in the 7E car here tonight, apparently. We're looking at here. So we get set to throw the green on him coming out of the corner. Watch very carefully at this start, right at the cone, right there. They're going to punch the throttle. We're underway. Little hop, skip, and a jump down in turn number 1 and 2, and around the outside. Dale Howard's got some very serious velocity up front. A lot of spinach taking place. Tail of the field, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here goes Mark Smith to the outside of Hagar. Will suck the numbers off him. Go to work now on the number 4. Up car, that gets real close down the front chute. Boy, that could have went horribly awry. Touched the tires, and we could have catapulted one out into the weeds or the swamp or whatever you find off of turn number 1 and 2. As Mark Smith backs out of it, now sets his sights. He'll make another run at the number 4 car, Michael Miller. Up front it is Dale Howard showing the way. The 13 of Chase. Related, as a matter of fact, that third-generation racer back in the number 13 car, rowing for all he is worth, P2 on the field. Then the number 4, Michael Miller, and Mark Smith, the M1 car, picking up a couple passing points. I'm sure he'd like to get a couple more, and he might be able to do so. So Michael Miller got a little wide coming out turn number 2, and it took him a while to get onto the back straightaway, and that might be enough if he does that again for Mark Smith to capitalize on it and pick up another spot on the field before it's all said and done. So out the corner they go. Dale Howard setting a blistering pace up front, though, in the 47 car, showing him how it's done as he is already down into turn number 1 and 2. Everybody else trailing by at least a straightaway. As here comes Smith, that big diamond maneuver. We saw it last night, the alternative line, as I like to think of it. Will slide his way down into turn number 3 and pick up the number 3 spot and a couple more passing points for the M1 car. And now sets his sights on the young gun behind the wheel of the number 13. Chase Howard lies out ahead. White flag coming out up front for Dale Howard, the number 47 car. He'll take it around one more time. Smith, I don't believe, is going to run down to number 13. Chase looking pretty stout in P2 on the fields. Here's your checkered flag out of turn number 4 for your race leader. Dale Howard's going to pick up win to 47. Chase, all by his lonesome, finishes out second on the field. Mark Smith will round out the top 3. Michael Miller and Derek Hagar rounding out the top, the rookie runner. The Scooby-Doo 44. Here comes the green flag right at the cone. That's not good. Nope, they're going to call that one back. Set to go up here, and this is a little better start this time. Race it into the corner. Barger on the outside. The number 5 car challenges for your race lead as he rips the lip onto the back straightaway. 5 deep into the corner, and a nice simultaneous rotation through the apex to give the nod to the number 5. Justin Barger throttles it into the number 1 spot. Jim shuffle back into second on field. Side-by-side battle back behind, in trouble for the 07. Off the pace for Brandon Taylor as he'll idle down the back straightaway. Not going to be able to make it to pit area. Caution flags coming out. Don't believe we're going to score that one into the books. We did get one scored down, though, but a tough break for the 07. Brandon Taylor, something broke. Green flag is out. Something hesitated. I'm not sure who had a little hitch down at that end of the racetrack. You could hear it. Look out. Bye-bye. Caution flag coming out. A whole bunch of horsies. So here we go. Little charge down in the corner for Barger, and here comes the 24. McCarl around the outside. Number 20 shuffle back. Schuster now running third on the field. Rifling off the bottom side comes the number 20 and M, Connor Morrell. Morrell pedaling her up. Emily Motor Oil. Hot Rod moves into the number 4 spot, and will follow out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. So Barger, your race leader. Terry McCarl trying to get him reeled in as T-Mac runs her deep into turn number 3 and keeps that baby rotating onto the front chute. Schuster hanging tough. Running third behind him. Here comes the number 28. Watch Morrell down the back straightaway. Might be able to make a move for P3. I'm not sure if Terry McCarl is going to run down Barger up front or not, because Barger is starting to find a little rhythm in the number 5 car. Hitting the marks, putting it around the racetrack. McCarl's going to have to change up the game plan and maybe try a different line. As they'll follow down through. We'll see the cross flags coming out this time by halfway through. 4 laps, 4 to go. So we watch them. Got to keep an eye on the 88N car back behind. Frankie Neal will drop back through the field now, starting to find a little bit more muster underneath the hood. So he'll try to run. And, well, I say that, a little slip of the grip coming out turn number 4, and that's not going to happen. I thought for sure he's going to get up there and duke it out with Connor Morrell. Now trails by, well, let's call it a ton. As Morrell gets a good run down into the corner. Jim Schuster starting to shorten up the racetrack, gets down tight to the tires, and that's going to bring some momentum out of the 28M car. As he will catch up quickly down the back straightaway. Watch the battle for third into turn number 3 as he'll run her deep and up to the back bumper. And the number 20 onto the front chute. White flag is out up front for Justin Barker, the number 5 car. Looking to put this one into the books. Terry McCarl solid in the number 2 spot, and Jim Schuster able to pull away from the 28M car. This checkered flag flies, and that song's been sung. Morrell's going to finish out 4th on the field. The 88N of Frankie Neal will round out those top 5. As we're gassed up, throttled up. You saw the Ripley Rooster. That was a nice little move. He kind of got on the throttle enough to get the 44 out ahead and try to get to the inside, and unfortunately it cost both of them a spot. As R.J. Jacobs left him behind. He said bye-bye for the 18J car, and he is on his little mission down into turn number 1 and 2. Everybody else getting sucked along in his vortex. He's back behind. Good challenge taking place. Terry Gray down the inside. He'll go to the number 3 spot for the number 10 car. Much better tonight. Last night was off the pace during a feature event. Just kind of idling around. Got sent back into the pits for being a safety hazard. And now Terry Gray's got her hitting a lick down the back chute into turn number 3, working 3rd on the field for the number 10. Amerson lies just ahead, running 2nd. Up front, it is the R.J. Jacobs show, and it's definitely a spotlight on him as he is all by his lonesome out there. Moving into 4th on the field, back behind. Giving it the 1-4 out of turn number 4, trying to run back down. Terry Gray, the 16B car. Zane DeVault, Plymouth, Indiana racer. Now the corner, trails by about 5 car lengths into the corner. Little wide entrance down there. She's starting to slick off right through the apex in turn number 3 and 4. 1 and 2 still sticking around with us. When it slicks off, it does not take rubber. It just gets like baby powders on it. And it is slippery, slippery, slippery. So you'll see a lot of drivers moving around on that top or bottom or whatever, trying to make something happen. Race leader up front, down in turn number 3 and 4, brings it out. Twin sticks. We're already held high. This is the white flag lap this time by for R.J. Jacobs, the number 18 car. Amerson solid in the number 2 spot. Terry Gray solid in 3rd. And into 16, a Zane DeVault. Here comes the checkered flag, and R.J. Jacobs going to pick up the win here in Butler-Built Heat race number 3. Good run for him. He started 4th USCS round. Got you covered down here in the south. Green flag is out. Stenhouse going to waste no time getting himself out onto the point, and he'll try to lead him out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Well, not try. He will lead him out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, his arch nemesis from last night's already into the number 2 spot for Campbell. As Campbell pours the coal to it down the front straightaway, just kind of lickety split around the 22 of Leffler and the double aught car. Zimmerman and Hot Rods jumps the cushion down turn 1 and 2, and now to get Witherspoon down the inside. And there's a side-by-side battle for 4th. It does not last long at all, or does it? Right back to the inside comes Zimmerman. Nope, Witherspoon just kicks dirt in his face and drives away. There's Day out over the cushion as well. 97D car down turn number 1 and 2. Up front, Stenhouse, Campbell, and Leffler. Going to make it a 3-car show as there's a gap back to the number 4 position. Leffler a little too hot coming out of the corner. Can't keep that baby hooked up. The 22 car spun the tires and gave up everything. He was going to challenge for the number 2 spot. Much to his chagrin, that's not going to happen, at least for a while, as cross flags are out halfway through. 4 laps scored into books, 4 laps to go. Make that 3 laps to go. Stenhouse already back around the 3/8. Rips her down into turn number 1 and 2, and that thing cornered like a mouse in sneakers. Just laid that baby sideways on the entrance into turn number 1, and my goodness gracious, it gets through that end of the racetrack quick. There's your twin sticks, 2 laps to go. Campbell throwing her a little harder down that end, trying to get her to stick like the 17 junior car up front. Just isn't working quite the same ways. Here's your white flag. One more trip around for the NOS Energy Drink number 17 car. So we'll take her out into number 2 and down the back straightaway for the final 2 corners. Here in Hero Graphics Heat Race number 4. We'll put that one into the book. Stenhouse going to pick up the win. Campbell's going to go 2nd. Leffler rounding out those top 3. Witherspoon, the number 43 car, will finish out 4th from that number 6 starting spot, so not too shabby for Terry. One together, just getting back out here and trying from his B main. We'll figure that out on the fly. If both of them make it in, then the problem solved. Here we go. Green flag coming back out. We're back underway. Derek Hagar on the attack down into the corner to the insides, trying to power on through, and there's no traction for action to be found for the non-junior car down low. 07T car got pushed off. He pulls to the infield. We got another one backed in here. And unfortunately, the 00 car, Harley Zimmerman, went on a bit of misadventure and finds himself backing towards the infield. So we'll see if we get him pushed off and back out here. So caution flag, no lap scored into books for that one. Well, biscuits. So Schuster up front, followed by Hagar and Schuster, as Derek finds himself in a Schuster sandwich. For what that's worth. So we'll see if he's able to hang on here for a few more. Derek Hagar back behind. So we get set to go green. Keep your eye on Hagar in the 9 junior car. Can't do anything till they pass the cone. After that, all bets are off. Little stop and a robin. Jim had to feather the throttle. Front end wanted to ride up onto number 20 cars. Down into the corner. Here comes Danny Smith down the inside. Hagar for battle for your race lead. Picks off Jim Schuster and goes to the point. Meanwhile, Danny Smith is in a tussle back behind. He had a big drive coming out turn number 2. Can't quite get himself around the number 88 car. Brandon Blendon holds him at bay, at least for now. And Derek Hagar is gone up front. The 9 junior car is hitting his stride. He's out over the fluff. And is powering around the racetrack at line. All his own. Nobody else is on. As we got a spinner out of turn number 4. Caution flag coming out. 88N car Frankie Neal was coming out turn number 4 and got into the throttle, and the back end said not so much. So a whole bunch of horsepower, a little bit of traction sent him around coming out of the corner, and he finds himself facing into oncoming traffic. To green here. Ooh, little caterpillar action down the back straightaway. It never works out for the guys at the tail of the field. Somebody brake checked up at the front. Green flag comes out. We got a good start out of it anyhow. Well, forget about Derek Hagar. He's just going to run away and hide. We're going to watch that 3-car battle out turn number 2, trying to run down Jim Schuster. Mally Schuster in the 49 car. Around the outside goes the 88 Blendon. Blendon got 1, 2 of them picked off, and he starts his march towards the front, up into the number 3 spot for the 88 car. That was a solid move with brute force for the number 88. Meanwhile, back behind, we got the 2 4 cars duking it out. The 4M of Michael Miller just ahead of Danny Smith, Chillicothe, the Ohio racer. Hot on his heels down into turn number 1 and 2. Smith looking to the outside. Is going to rip it onto the back straightaway. Needs just a touch more momentum. So 4M slid out and occupied the real estate. Michael Miller on that wide exit coming out. Danny Smith just can't quite get there soon enough before the door closes. So he'll follow down the back straightaway. Mally Schuster jumped the cushion. He'll spin the tires. That'll allow the 4M of Miller to close. And a great battle taking place right kind of sort of the mid-pack. Derek Hagar still your race leader by more than a straightaway. Jim Schuster's running second. The 88 is the caution's out for the 28. And unfortunately, the Ripley Rooster has it docked just out of turn at number 4. You can go back and watch it in the on-demand with your Flow Racing subscription. You have access to everything up on Flow Sports. Here comes the green flag. 7 laps to decide this one. Forget about the passing points. It's all about being in one of those top 8 spots. Down into the corner, Danny Smith catfishes off the tires. And meanwhile, to the outside goes Michael Miller. Miller trying to pick him off, and he's got him. Mally Schuster shuffle back in position as Miller goes into 4th on the field. No, don't believe he is done just yet. He runs right up to the back of the number 88 car, although he slips wide. And here comes the 2 cars to attack down into turn number 3 and 4. Mally Schuster down the inside, and Danny Smith. That's where all the action's taking place. Battle for 6th. Or 5th and 6th on the field, I should say. Meanwhile, back beyond, it looks like Ronnie Howard's safe in the 44 car in that final transfer spot. We'll let Hager take it around here, putting our lap into the books. And already up to that straightaway advantage. He might be one to watch in the feature event a little bit later on. He'll be starting deep in the field with the number 9 junior car. As out of the corner he comes, down into turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, run at second, maybe. Dynamite Jim's got it. The 88 car, Brandon Blendon's right there, pestering him down into turn number 1 and 2. Miller's trying to come to call. The number 4M car, he's got turn 1 and 2 figured out as well. As we had the 88N car take a little peeky-poo. Frankie Neal's trying to get that final transfer spot out of Ronnie Howard into 44. Twin sticks are out up front, though. He's just got 2 laps to get the job done on that final transfer into the feature event. White flag this time by for Derek Hagar as he's already G-O-N-E gone. And there's a slip in your final transfer spot. Ronnie Howard showing a little weakness. White flag lap. Can he get the final transfer position away? As the 88 car gives it to Watford. Checkered flag is already flown for Derek Hagar up front. Jim Schuster's going to hang on. Your final transfer spot, Ronnie Howard hangs on to it. Not without some company. 4 wide onto the back straightaway. Race fans, let's get on your feet and get ready to stomp and roar as they come out of turn number 4. Remember, you're not just cheering for the drivers, you're cheering for the crews, the car owners, the sponsors, the officials, everybody makes possible this spectacle speed we call the USCS Outlaw Thunder 360s. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time to drop the hammer. That's a good one out front for Stenhouse. He'll take over the race lead down the back straightaway. Good shuffle and jive. 3 wide back through the field. And here comes a hard charge out of Witherspoon. Got a good dig coming off the bottom. So Ricky's going to take him across for lap number 1. He'll be a race leader down into turn number 1 and 2. Follow along for the number 5 car. Justin Barger working second on the field. He's going to catch a little bit of company as he rolls his way out of the corner. Dale Howard's right there, the number 47, pedaling for all he is worth. RJJ goes back in the number 4 spot, still side-by-side action. Down in turn number 1 and 2 is Mark Smith. Slicey dices his way through the field, the M1 car. Picked off Chase Howard, now stretches his legs on him, throws a little dirty air back on the rest of them as he'll try to run down to 24. Terry McCarroll is rolling along 5th. Stenhouse stretching out on him. Charges down into the corner. Lap traffic going to be in the factor here very quickly for Stenhouse up front. Justin Barger under attack out of Dale Howard. The number 47 car looking down the inside. Turn number 1 and 2. Challenge there momentarily. Showed the sideboards to him. Now falls back into that number 3 spot. And Stenhouse already working to the outside. Willingham will go by the wayside. R.J. Jacobs slides out of the corner. Terry McCarroll still rounding out the top 5. Mark Smith's reeled him in. McCarroll jumps the cushion. Here goes Mark Smith down the inside. M1 car moves into the top 5. And Smith is headed towards the front. Of that, there is no doubt. He'll work down to the outside, a little bit of lap traffic. Stenhouse working from top to bottom. That time was kicking her through the infield to get himself around the 44 duo. As he rolls onto the front straightaway, a little cushion of comfort between himself and Justin Barger in the number 5 cars. Barger continues to try to hold off the 47 to Dale Howard back behind. Both of them stuck behind a rolling roadblock comprised of Ronnie Howard and the 14 of Magic. He'll come to call down at the corner. He's going to stack up. Well, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th are all come together. Terry McCarroll's out looking in. He's running 6th on the field. As here comes Mark Smith on his little diamond maneuver out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. The M1 car trying to work his way up through the field. It's a little slide job on lap traffic. As R.J. Jacobs moves around to 44. Here comes Smith down on the inside. Challenge for position here before 2 off along. Calling a hunch. As Justin Barger's got the rear brake rotor glowing on the number 5 car out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Dale Howard pestering down low along with R.J. Jacobs in the 18 car. And Smith pulls the diamond, makes a run down the back straightaway, running your 4th position into turn number 3. Look out. Had to jack her sideways and tap the binders, keep from blasting into the side of the 18J car for Smith. McCarroll's still there running 6th. Chase Howard back behind the number 13 car. Then you got the number 10 of Terry Gray, followed by Leffler. As Leffler, those two went 1st and 2nd in the national point standings. And somehow the 22 cars battled his way up from 11th on the field to look to the inside of Terry Gray out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Gray's got the championship wrapped up by taking the green flag, but Leffler wants to finish in front of his foe here in the 2020 racing season. So we'll look around and find your race leader. That'll be Stenhouse heading down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for lap number next this time by. Barger still running 2nd on the field, still has those 2 lap cars between himself, or 2 different lap cars between himself and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. As he slides hard down into turn number 1, hot on the heels of Dynamite Jim Schuster. Meanwhile, back behind here comes Mark Smith, picks off R.J. Jacobs in the number 18 J car. He'll pick up another spot. And now set his sights on the 47, try to work his way into the top top three. It's Dale Howard side by side with Justin Barger in the battle for position out turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Stenhouse got about a straightaway advantage on the rest of the field, but second, third, and fourth are all clumped up out of the corner and down the front chute into turn number 1 and 2. Barger slides his way through the corner. Mark Smith working on the 47 and Dale Howard occupies his attention. The Mach 1 chassis drops the nose on, tries to keep her tucked into the tires to protect down low. And the two teammates roll their way down into turn number 1 and 2. R.J. Jacobs back behind. Terry McCarl still right there as well. Leffler is separated out. He's working on Chase Johnson, the number 13 car. Terry Gray working the outside a little bit of lap traffic. His hot pursuit comes the 28M car from back behind. Connor Morrell working from deep in the field. Now works his way towards the top 5. He's got a couple more spots to make that happen. He's down into the corner goes the number 17 car. Out of 2 and down the back straightaway for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Working his way well up through the field. He's got her on cruise control. As he fires it into the corner, looking back for your number 2 spot. You got to look a little bit away. Justin Barger just now exiting turn number 2. Meanwhile, out of turn number 4 comes Stenhouse. So big old gap and a whole bunch of lap traffic. Back to that battle taking place between Barger, Howard of the Dale variety in the 47 car, and Mark Smith looking around the outside, almost spiked that bad boy up. Second, third, and fourth are hot and heavy. Not so much up front. Smith, slide job. Coming out turn number 4, he'll pick off Dale Howard in the 47 car. Howard comes back at him down the inside to no avail, however. And now Mark Smith has worked into the top 3 with the M1 car. Justin Barger will lie out ahead. Racer behind the wheel, the number 5 car exits turn number 4. We got a lap traffic. It's Dynamite Jim Schuster between second and third on the racetrack as Smith easily works to the outside. Stenhouse brings it down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Move over flag being displayed pretty much the entire time now as they continue to work through the lap traffic, and the 28 car is going to go a second lap down to Stenhouse that time around. The NOS Energy Drink ride is hustling her up. Down into turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Barger back behind, still hanging on to second out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. Mark Smith trying to get him reeled in, the M1 car, as they'll run down Danny Smith, no relation, into number 4, out of turn number 4 and down the front chute. Got about a half a, track advantage, we're going to call it now, for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Continues to whistle it around the 3/8 mile Southern Raceway. Barger, here comes the company, lap traffic. It is game on. Mark Smith looking to the inside. The number 28 car gets a rundown off, grabs some gravity, and now is within about 2 car lengths of that second position. 5 car Justin Barger sweeps out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway, and Smith gave up some distance turn number 3 and 4, not quite as quick through that end of the racetrack. Derek Hagar, for the records, worked his way up through the field in a tremendous manner as well. In the 9 junior car, he has run down Terry Gray into number 10, as a matter of fact. And that battle may take place here before too awful long. However, the laps are quickly going away. It's this baby looking to go wire to wire for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. up front. As Barger is getting him reeled back in, however, Justin Barger must have got a go sign from the pits, or I don't know what's going on, but he found a lot of traction for action as Witherspoon slows and pulls to the infield. We stay green flag on the racetrack, but Justin Barger is starting to clip off some distance. We went from a half a track advantage for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. to about a straightaway. So I don't know if it's too little too late or what, but Stenhouse is caught in the lap traffic, and Justin Barger's coming. And I mean, he is coming. He's bringing along Mark Smith for the ride in the M1 car. Still trying to run down Stenhouse, now less than a straightaway advantage for the 17 junior cars. Stenhouse's car may be able fading just a tick. He works through the slick, and Justin Barger tossing it down into the corner for the Cornelius, North Carolina racer. Heads down into turn number 1 and 2, slides through the lap traffic like corn through a goose at that end of the racetrack. We'll see how quick he is down here in turn number 3 and 4, but now can see Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17 junior car out ahead. He is stuck out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Stenhouse not yet into turn number 3, and Barger was already out of turn number 2. Boy, oh howdy. As he coming, Justin around the 44M car of Magic, puts him by the wayside. Now in the same 2 corners as Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17 JR car. How how many laps remain? Just a handful. 5 to go that time by. Justin Barger now within half a straightaway. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 29 car, lies in between. Amerson, the early lap car, between second and first on the racetrack as Barger comes down to the inside. Stenhouse down into the corner, working the high side of the racetrack. Justin Barger locked right into that middle slick. Out of 2 and down to back chute. Trying to get himself around Kyle Amerson. Amerson drops the nose on it, drops down around the racetrack and works to the outside of the 28 of Willingham. But that is the tail right there. Can Justin Barger catch Ricky Stenhouse Jr. up front in the 17 JR? Twin sticks. We're out the last time through. There's the white flag for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and it's got to be a colossal effort coming out. Justin Barger, and he's there within about 4 car lengths out of 2. Slip through the corner and down into turn number 3 and 4. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. needs to be perfect. Justin Barger almost got him run down, but Stenhouse goes back-to-back at Southern Raceway at the Battle at the Beach. Barger will finish out second on the field. Mark Smith in the M1 car will round out those top 3. Stenhouse, here he comes. Give him a big round of applause, race fans. What a run for the 17 junior car. Unbelievable. That race was good enough. You guys should probably pay admission on your way out the door gate yet again. So with that, Bill, wow, you guys got a tough act to follow here with the late models and the street stocks.
I don't think we can follow that act, but we're sure going to try.
There you go. Photo opportunity down here, the big check, the lap leader money, all that coming into play, basically doubling the payout here tonight. There he is, race fans. Give me another big round of applause. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. picking up the win at the Battle at the Beach here at Southern Raceway. Well, there you have it. That's the way you end the season, let me tell you.